There are 7 words in every Gideon's Bible. You know, the one stuff that in every hotel room that cannot be found in any other Bible. If you repeat those 7 words to yourself while grasping the doorknob to your room, the door will open to any hotel room in the world. Of course, if you want to control where you're going, you'll need to find and know the Gideon's key. One more inserted word, unique to each copy, that acts an index for each room. Well, that was like one of the shortest creepypastas I've ever narrated. This one was like just over 30 seconds long. That was Gideon's Bible. My final thoughts on this story. Well, before I get to that, I'm gonna say this one was like the shortest creepypasta I've ever narrated. I mean, to be fair, I actually did narrate a few other short creepypastas in the past. Like some of them were like at least a minute or two, but this is one of the actually shortest ones that I've ever done on this channel. So that's why I'm kind of doing like pretty much a review for it, because, I want to give out my thoughts on this. While this is an interesting concept, like it starts building up, but then it just stops. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I wish the story was longer, because if the story was longer, we would definitely get somewhere with this. Now, I do know for a fact that it's pretty much the Gideon's ritual, which, of course, a few people have narrated this story, which, of course, that's the story I've narrated. I'll leave a link in the description down below, so if any of you guys want to go check that one out, you can. Oh my goodness. This story, honestly, just doesn't really make any sense because of how short it is. So, I'm kind of mixed when it came to this story. I'm like generally really mixed right now. Like you would not, be surprised, because I like this story, but I hate the fact that it's short. Like really, really short. I mean, it had something going. And I could definitely see there was definitely potential and stuff of having something going for it, but honestly, it just didn't. It just ended right there, then and there. It's like the person just sat there and threw an ending there just for the sake of throwing it in there. And honestly, that's why the story it just didn't make any sense. It doesn't really make any logical sense. It's like somebody just threw it and just leave it there. I mean, I'm not trying to sit there and be an ass, but that's honestly what I'm seeing personally, because of the fact that, I can understand if that's the offers for a story, but at the same time, I definitely have to say, if you're going to do a short story like that, you gotta at least make sure that your story does make sense. Otherwise, if it doesn't make sense, it's just gonna be confusing of what's actually happening. It's gonna be confusing to a lot of people. That's why I'm saying, if you're going to make a short story like this, you gotta make sense with your story. You have to make sense, and you have to state what is actually going on, so that way I can get some context, or other people can get context as to what this story is about. And on this case, though, the story honestly just didn't really make a lot of sense. And honestly, that's just what kind of sucks about this story. But at the same time, the story was honestly not a bad one. It could have been better because of the fact that it could have been longer. Like, the story should have been longer. It should have actually had more info as to what's actually happening and getting more context. That's honestly what it should be. Because, okay, I do need to say this right now, that I really need to say that, when it came to this story, I honestly did not expect it to be this short. I thought it was going to be like maybe at least a minute or two long, but it isn't. So that's actually one thing I want to keep in mind. This story, honestly, on the other hand, just, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of mixed on this one. I really don't know what to really think. I like it, but at the same time, I do have a few issues with the story. Like, one of them being the story is too short. It could have been longer. The story could have had, potential to, make more sense, to be good. But honestly, I'm mixed on this story. This is honestly one of the only stories that I feel mixed on. And that's something you don't really see when it came to these reviews. Now, I don't know who the author of this story is, so to the author of the story, I'm going to leave this story as anonymous for now. If the author manages to find out this story or find this story on my channel, then he or she can let me know in the comments below. Let me know who they are. So then that way I can credit them in the future whenever the author of the story comments down. So, anyways, with that being said and that being the case, I'm just going to sit here and say that I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can go check out this story if you want. So you guys can have a read at it too if you like. So there's definitely that. I mean, I'm not, extremely religious or anything. I am a Christian. And, I'm not against people who are, agnostic, Buddhist, or whatever. But, see, with me, I'm a Christian. And honestly, this story just was confusing to me. That's literally one of the only things I could say was that I was just literally confusing. That's literally what it is. But that's just personally up to, what it is with me. That's personally what it is to me. But at the same time, though, the story could have been longer and it could have had a potential of being, longer and could have been a pretty good story. And while it is a good story, I just only have a few issues with the story, and that's just pretty much me. But everybody's opinions may be different. So, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description down below, so then that way you guys can go check out this video if you want to. So, and as always, I'm gonna sit here and say right now, this is just simply my own personal opinion, and if you happen to disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. While it is a pretty interesting story and has a great concept and all, the story I just feel was too short. It should have been longer, and it could have actually had a good explanation, and it could have been a pretty interesting pasta. It could have been one of those good pastas, but unfortunately with this one, I'm just kind of mixed on this one. But that's just me being nitpicking when it comes to these kind of stories. But anyways, with that being said and that being the case, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to my channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications when I upload so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I will be saying this right now. If you guys want to go follow me on Twitter, link to my Twitter account will be in the About page section, so you guys can go check it out. Also, if you're interested in checking out my DeviantArt account, link to my DeviantArt account will be in the About page section, so you guys can go check that one out. And as always, if you guys want to subscribe to my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, link to that will also be in the About page section, so you guys can go check that out. And as always, I'm going to sit here and say right now that, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can go and check the story out if you happen to, want to check it out. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys all in the next video. Peace out. And like always, roll the outro because I'm out.